Momoka Kagura is the kind of person whose presence does not arrive like thunder, nor does she pull attention with force. Instead, she appears like a soft breeze on an early morning, a warmth that quietly touches the skin without asking for permission. Her beauty is not the beauty that demands to be stared at, but the kind that invites someone to look for a long time, discovering more details with each passing moment. There is something peaceful in the way she exists, something without sharp edges, and that softness has become her signature. When we talk about Momoka Kagura, we do not talk only about appearance. We talk about atmosphere, about feeling, about the way she fills a space without needing to reshape it. She blends in but still shines, like a candle in a dim room. Gentle, but impossible to ignore once you notice it. It is that subtle charm that has made so many people remember her, even long after the screen fades to black. If one tries to define her personality, words like calm, tender, and empathetic often come first. She carries herself with ease, like someone who understands the rhythm of the world and chooses not to rush against it. In a society that celebrates intensity, Momoka values softness. In a culture that pushes for energy, she chooses calm. Yet none of it feels like she is resisting anything. Instead, it feels as though she is simply aligned with her own nature. She does not try to be loud. She does not try to be more than she needs to be, and yet, she is unforgettable. Some people shine by burning bright. Momoka shines by glowing warm. That is a different kind of power, a quieter one, but no less meaningful to those who feel it. When viewers first see her, they are often drawn to her gentle eyes. They are eyes that do not challenge but welcome, like a friend who listens without judgment, like someone who understands emotion without needing to use many words. Her gaze carries a softness that soothes instead of startles. It is comforting, familiar. You feel like you have met her somewhere before, even when you know you haven't. Perhaps that is because she holds nothing dramatic in her expression, no turbulence, no storm. She has the calmness of still water. You can see your reflection in it, yet it never distorts. Her smile is delicate, almost shy. It is not the big, bright smile of performers trying to capture attention. It is small, sincere, the kind of smile that appears slowly, like sunrise. And when it appears, it changes everything around it. A simple lift of her lips can soften even the hardest atmosphere, as if the room itself breathes out and relaxes. People who watch her often say the same thing. She feels safe. She feels like comfort, like warmth, like a gentle hand holding yours without gripping too tight. Maybe that is why many fans describe her not as an idol or a star, but as a feeling. Not just visual admiration, but emotional resonance. She does not overwhelm, she invites. She does not dazzle, she warms. And sometimes, warmth lasts longer than brilliance. Flames burn fast and bright, but embers glow slowly through the night. Momoka is an ember, steady, lasting, quietly beautiful. Her voice, too, reflects this softness. It is not loud or intense. It flows like water, calm and steady. Her tone carries a kind of kindness, a velvety rhythm that eases the mind. Listening to her speak is like listening to pages of a book turning, gentle, rhythmic, grounding. Even when she expresses excitement, it is the gentle type, like the happiness of finding a forgotten letter or watching rain from a window. She does not explode emotionally. She blooms emotionally. In motion, she is even more expressive. Her gestures are small but intentional. The way she tucks her hair behind her ear, the slow blink of her eyes, the subtle tilt of her head. These tiny details tell more about her than any grand pose could. She carries a lightness in her body, as if she is walking on soft ground where each step lands with intention but without weight. You can almost hear the silence of her movement, a kind of elegant quiet that is rare to find. Nothing feels forced. Nothing feels exaggerated. She feels natural, simply herself. Being herself is her greatest talent. Many performers create characters to show. Momoka reveals herself instead. She is like clear glass. You see through, and what you see is peaceful. She does not need transformation to be interesting. Authenticity is her most powerful expression. That may be why so many viewers connect not only to her work, but to her essence. They see her not as an unreachable figure, but as someone human, someone real, someone close. In a world full of noise, she is silence, and silence can be beautiful. Silence does not mean emptiness. Silence means space. Space for emotion. Space for imagination. Space for breath. Momoka leaves space in her presence, and in that space, viewers place their feelings. She becomes a mirror, reflecting back what the heart brings to her. For someone who needs calm, she becomes calm. For someone who seeks warmth, she becomes warmth. For someone who wants peace, she becomes peace. Few people can hold space like that. She does it naturally. Appearing soft is easy. Being soft without breaking is strength. Momoka Kagura embodies that strength. She is not fragile, though she wears fragility like a silk shawl. Beneath her gentle aura lies determination. She continues forward quietly, consistently, choosing depth over intensity. That consistency is what builds longevity. That warmth is what builds loyalty. When people fall in love with the atmosphere she carries, they do not fall quickly, but they fall deeply. If we imagine a garden, many flowers bloom brightly and loudly. Roses, tulips, lilies. Momoka, however, is like baby's breath, delicate, pale, easy to overlook at first glance. But when you notice her, she makes every other flower more beautiful. She complements. She elevates. She doesn't push for attention. She harmonizes with the environment, and that harmony is calming to the heart. She is a soft color, peach, cream, pastel. She is not neon, not red, not gold. She is the shade of morning light through curtains, the color of warm milk, the tone of handwritten letters. Viewers feel that. Even those who cannot explain it with words can feel it in their chest. She is comfort disguised as a person. Her emotional presence can be described like this. She is a whisper, not a shout. She is a breeze, not a storm. She is a candle, not a spotlight. She is warmth, not heat. And sometimes, the quietest things stay the longest. When someone watches her long enough, they realize something else. She has depth. Her softness is not one note. It is a melody. There are layers in her gentle expressions: curiosity, kindness, thoughtfulness, a bit of shyness, a bit of contemplation. She feels like someone who observes the world carefully, not rushing to speak, but always listening first. Many who admire her feel that she understands emotion even when silent. It is a rare quality. Some entertain with performance. Momoka entertains with presence. Presence itself can be powerful when it is sincere. And Momoka is sincere in a way that does not need announcement. Her sincerity sits quietly, like an open door, and people step into it without hesitation. They feel welcomed. They feel held. They feel understood. That is the essence of her charm, emotional gentleness, deep and steady. Time spent watching her feels like time slowing down. Not stopping, just slowing enough for breath to deepen. She represents a pause in noise, a calm note in a fast song. When modern life pushes everyone to run faster, Momoka reminds us that walking slowly is also living. Breathing slowly is also living. Feeling softly is also living. She is proof that softness can be strength, that calm can be powerful, that a whisper can travel further than a shout when people choose to listen. For those who admire beauty that grows with time, she is easy to love. For those who notice details, she is unforgettable. Because every time you look again, you see something different, a new shade of tenderness, a new flicker in her eyes, a new softness in her smile. Her quiet evolution becomes a gentle journey for the viewer. Perhaps the true magic of Momoka Kagura is that she does not try to be magical. She simply is. And sometimes, simplicity is the deepest kind of wonder. When the world feels too loud, she is a quiet room. When life feels too fast, she is a slow afternoon. When hearts feel tired, she is a warm blanket. Not showing off, just existing. And existence, when gentle, is healing. So let this gentle presence remain in memory like the aftertaste of soft tea, like a breeze you cannot hold, but can still feel long after it passes. Momoka Kagura does not need to be a firework. She is a lantern, small, warm, lasting. And in the dark, lanterns glow the longest.